All right, what's up? Welcome to 113 Online. I'm your teacher, Nicholas Goodwin. You can call me Nick. You can call me Dr. Goodwin. You're probably going to call me nothing because you're just going to be emailing me stuff. I uploaded a syllabus and schedule and this week's content. Every week since it's online, we'll have a discussion board and a worksheet due every week. However, it will not be due on the upcoming Sunday. It'll be due the Sunday after that. And so you'll have 2 weeks essentially to complete each module, not module, each week of content. But therefore, each week will have overlapping content. So week one content, you'll have worksheet one, worksheet discussion board two, discussion board one. Next week, you'll have worksheet and discussion board. Following week, but they'll each be due. You'll have 2 weeks to do each one. So I don't want you to get behind, but I don't want you to feel, especially in this first week, get a little bit of late start, that you have to try to get on top of it. If therefore any classes have midterms or anything where you're having to prioritize that class, you will be able to postpone at least for 1 week. But keep in mind, so you can front load it, etc. The discussion boards, I'm going to try a different approach because I know how I've done it myself. The discussion board, it's thank you so much, Joe, for your fabulous opinions. You are the smartest person we've ever met. Here's a resource for how smart you are, right? I understand that. I've always had a desire to make it more dynamic. It seems like with controversial topics, you can kind of get people going, but you run the risk of people, being hurt. I'd rather have those discussions in class so I can moderate it. However, don't have class, and so in order to try to mimic that, maybe uh, less proctored responses from you guys, I'm going to try to keep the discussion boards pretty open. The criteria is the same. You got to make one post, respond to two others, minimum posting amounts. Make sure you have your resources in there. However, if I post something, it'll be a suggestion, but you will be able to post whatever you want to. And sometimes I'll probably just say, post your opinions about this, please, in order to try to create some sort of interesting engagement. You can decide what's interesting, and you can post it on there, and hopefully it leads to discussions on there that are thought provoking and where you can learn from each other. Which I enjoy to do in class. We can't do it this time, so I'm hoping that'll allow discussion boards to feel less monotonous, seem less rote, and be a little bit more open to other ideas and other topics. We have, kind of like last time, we'll have two big assignments, one of which will have a presentation attached to it yet. I don't have those assignments. I don't have their rubrics done yet. They're not up. I'm gonna have to modify them a little bit as far as them being online. The first assignment is going to be a genogram. I'll have to sort of decide the easiest way for you to do that. Usually people give me a poster, but we'll have to do something a little bit different. And then we'll have a community resources paper that you'll do individually, plus some sort of presentation. I don't know what that's going to be yet. Maybe a video, something that you'll post online for your peers to comment on. That'll likely be a discussion board for you guys to or maybe that'll be part of the engagement that week, is for you to view each other's presentation and discuss on it. The first topic that we're going to be diving into is violence, which is going to be a little bit heavy. This quarter is going to be mostly talking about different subtopics of violence and grief and loss, so it's going to be heavy. These classes, my topics tend to be a little bit more heavy. It's going to start off with reading in the book and talking about abuse of different kinds. I'm wanting you guys to be mindful as to what different kinds of abuse can happen. Across the lifespan, abuse can happen as far as infancy all the way to elder abuse. And now elder abuse they're very vulnerable to that. And there's different kinds of abuse. It's not always physical. It can be physical, but there can be financial abuse where people are taking advantage of them financially, emotional abuse, etc. So knowing the different kinds of abuse for the different kind of lifespan, and then what intervention can guide that, is really what I want you to get out of this chapter. So however you need to read it, I know the book chapters can be arduous, and I'm sure you have a lot of other reading to do. That being said, if I want you to focus on anything, it's what you do as a nurse in response to it. Know the types of abuse and what to do as a response from it. The following weeks on violence are going to talk about forensic nursing and human trafficking. Usually I have my friends from SART, Spokane, and I don't remember what it stands for. Spokane, sexual assault. No, I don't know what they are. SART and I don't know the names of them, but we'll post them. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but they are Spokane forensic nurses. They are 2 ER nurses, and they are fabulous. Usually we have them in class. I do have a recording of them, so you will have to miss out on that a little bit, but you can always, I'll put their information up there, and you'll have to reach out to them if you want to see them do something live. I'm sure they do other events as well, but I have a recording of them that you'll watch. And then the third week, I have a recording of Aaron Tilbury, who founded Jonah Project about human trafficking. I'm probably going to post the interview I did with him personally, just one-on-one. I think it's a little easier to watch. It's hard to listen to. When we did it, we just had the audio recording, and he interacts with the classroom, which makes it so fabulous, but you almost can't hear half of it because it's the student talking. So I'll probably post it, but you won't have to watch it, and I'll post the one with me and him talking about human trafficking and grooming, etc. So that's going to be the first part, and then we'll move into discussing about suicidality. I know that you're going to be talking about suicide in your mental health classes, and I don't plan to step on the toes of that content at all. This is mostly stuff of the suicide content that I couldn't fit in when I did the mental health classes, and so I put it into this class. And we talk a lot about the etiological basis of suicide as far as psychological theories as to what suicide comes from, where that mindset comes from, and talking a little bit about intervention. And so we are going to have 2 days where I think, I don't know exactly if I'm going to have to do it this way, but I'm thinking because there are movies and they don't have the rights to them, that I'll host some sort of viewing party, which people are, I haven't tried it yet, but a viewing party where during expected class time, you will log on and you will essentially watch the movie with us. The first one will be May 11th. We'll watch the movie The Listeners, and the next one will be May 26th. It's a Tuesday after the holiday. We're going to watch Captain Fantastic on discussing grief and loss. And so those times I will have the film streaming in some way during the class time. If I really can't figure that out, then I'll create another activity where you can have a little more freedom. However, I could just make it, you can watch any movie about suicide or any movie about loss. But I really like The Listeners, and I really like Captain Fantastic. They are perfect for what we're trying to do in this class. And so I would like that to be the only option as far as what we watch. So hopefully we can do a watching party. And then if you can't make the watching party because you're working or you don't make it, then the other option would be for you to rent it yourself, which is rental prices, both of them. And so you may just want to do that anyways because you don't want the hassle of having to block out that time. But if you don't want to rent it, then please be mindful that this class will meet online those 2 dates to watch those movies during regular class time. And that'll be on the schedule. And so the last week, you guys will have posted presentations again. I don't know what that'll look like, but you can kind of look at the schedule. Please refer to the assignments tab. I know it's not fully updated yet to know one specific date and time they are. If I'm only going to put dates on one place, and so I don't accidentally change it somewhere else. So the only place where you'll see specific dates for due dates is on the assignments tab to avoid any confusion. Because sometimes when I translate them from one source to another, the date somehow changes, and that's confusing to you guys. So the schedule has a general overlay and assignments. I will update the dates. I do not have the rubrics for the 2 assignments yet. That'll come up soon. But week 1 material is available for you to get started. And then throughout this week, I will start posting week 2 and week 3 so you can get ahead if you want. If you have any questions, please email me, nicholas.goodwin@sec.spokane.edu. My cell phone number is on the resume. So if you need to text me for any reason, even if it's just to say I sent you an email, for some reason the emails don't go to my phone, you can do that. Or if there's something going on, like there's something very confusing, please text me. However, if there's just a question about content or not seeing something, my recommendation is to reach out to 2 of your peers and ask them first. If they both don't know it either, then it probably means I need to be more clear to begin with. But because of the online format, I would suggest that you have a little network of people, group texts, whatever. I know a lot of you do. So send it out first. If you're confused about something, hey, do you guys understand this? See if 2 of your peers will understand. If they don't understand, then let me know and tell Nick, you need to be more clear because I've talked to at least 2 people and they don't know what you're talking about. All right, this is the first day of class. It's only been 10 minutes, and you're thinking, why is it taking this long? And all the times before this, Nick, why does it always take 10 minutes? I have the same question. Let's be more effective. Work smarter, not harder. All right, have a good quarter, you guys. Stay safe and stay healthy. Take vitamin C. up to the. Never mind. I'm not gonna. I'm sorry. All right. Be healthy. See you guys later. All right. Bye.